Welcome to this update on Jupiter's 5-year company strategy. We're now 2 years into that 5-year period, and it's important that we check in and update you on how those assumptions and opportunities that set the context for that strategy continue to evolve. It's normal that over 2 years some of the context may have changed, but overall our strategy and our long-term value creation plan remains on track. We released a detailed document at the end of January that you can go through, and you'll see that whilst there's some interesting updates in relation to our market environment, all of our planned initiatives are on track and progressing well. In this update, I will provide insight into 6 key areas influencing Jupiter Mines' performance and direction. The Tshipi mine is one of the world's best manganese mines. It has reliable and outstanding performance, production and sales averaging 3.4 million tonnes per annum on average over the last 7 years, placing it as one of the largest 5 manganese mines in the world, competitive cost structures and an outstanding ESG performance. This performance sets up Jupiter as the major investor in Tshipi to provide outstanding financial returns to our shareholders, even in times of market volatility. Historically, there's been a very close correlation between the Jupiter share price and the manganese price, and for good reason. The manganese price is the key driver of Tshipi's revenue and therefore the key driver of Jupiter's profitability. In 2024, the manganese market saw significant price volatility. In the early part of calendar 2024, there was an outage at a major manganese mine here in Australia, and that briefly drove manganese prices quite high before they declined quite rapidly in the 3rd calendar quarter of the year. And that was around downstream demand weakness. So far this year, the manganese price has actually increased quite rapidly, and this was around a supply-side response within the manganese market to those lower manganese prices, to a level now that the manganese price is materially above the last 3 years' average levels. The Jupiter share price has not yet reacted. This year, construction steel production, which is a major driver of manganese ore demand, is forecast to grow for the first time since 2020 to 2021. By 2030, there is forecast to be a shortage in the world of manganese ore, and that's mainly driven by the fact that a number of large and important long-standing manganese mines in the world will be coming to end of mine life by then. Land logistics is by far the largest cost contributor to Tshipi's overall cost of production, and that's typical of other Kalahari manganese field mines as well. And that's because these mines are all a long way from port, but also because there are real constraints in the logistics system in South Africa. There isn't enough rail capacity to go around, and so producers like Tshipi have to use road transportation at a higher cost over time. The South African government, in collaboration with industry, are working on improving the logistics situation in South Africa. Late last year, the government passed new legislation that will facilitate and encourage private investment to improve the capacity on rail, and that will benefit manganese and other bulk producers in South Africa. Tshipi has always done a fantastic job with respect to ESG performance. The outcomes that have been delivered for our people at the mine and for all stakeholders involved in and the community surrounding the mine have been outstanding. With respect to our work in the area of electric vehicle batteries, what we're seeing is a market that is continuing to grow, notwithstanding change in some of the market conditions. What we have conviction in is that electric vehicle batteries are going to continue to drive new vehicle growth and are going to really drive new manganese demand growth as well. And that's because manganese brings cost efficiency and stability to battery chemistries, more so than competing battery minerals. In summary, while market conditions have evolved over the past 2 years, the strategic fundamentals that shaped our plan remain highly relevant today. Our strategy continues to position Jupiter Mines for long-term success with flexibility to respond to changing market conditions and opportunities. We are now 2 years into our 5-year company strategy, and we have made good progress across all 4 strategic pillars. While progress on some of our initiatives remain commercially sensitive, we are providing an update on key non-confidential developments. Further details on other initiatives will be shared when appropriate. We continue to work with the Tshipi management team and our co-investors at the mine to improve the operational and financial performance, which is already outstanding. In the last 2 years, that work has focused a lot on logistics since it's the major cost component for our production costs. The work in this area has included working with Transnet to free up new pockets of rail, working across all of our logistics options to reduce their costs, working on expanding the Lüderitz channel through Namibia, which is unique to Tshipi, and working on opening up successfully East London as a new port available to Tshipi uniquely to export manganese production. And that places Tshipi as the only manganese mine in South Africa that is exported through 8 Southern African commercial seaports. Tshipi continues to deliver cost-competitive, high-quality ore with the flexibility to scale production when market conditions are favourable. An update of Tshipi's mine plan is underway to assess future increases in mining capacity. Any production expansion will be carefully timed to align with market demand and maximise value for shareholders. Jupiter's ESG framework was introduced in 2023 and further refined in 2024. We've now published 2 sustainability reports, providing transparency on Tshipi's sustainability performance. ESG reporting is now embedded in our annual reporting framework, with the next update in our financial year 2025 annual report. As part of our ESG work, we have completed a solar project study, which demonstrated a strong business case for the implementation of solar and batteries at the mine. However, execution timing will be carefully considered due to ongoing advancements in solar technology and improvement in South Africa's grid power reliability. Increased competition among power producers is also expected to drive costs lower. In 2024, we completed a scoping study that established a strong business case for Jupiter to enter the market at a future point in time to produce battery-grade manganese using our own flow sheet and Tshipi low-grade ore. After the completion of that scoping study, we've moved on to the completion of a small pilot plant that produces batch samples of battery-grade manganese that we can share with interested parties. The completion of that pilot plant has also enabled us to refine the outcomes from our flow sheet in a way that improves product quality and reduces the cost of production. The pre-feasibility study now underway is focusing on technical and customer requirements. While demand for battery-grade manganese is expected to grow, sufficient market demand and pricing are not yet in place. We will continue progressing studies in a targeted manner, ensuring we are well positioned to act when market conditions align. Over the past 2 years, we've made strong progress in advancing our strategy while remaining responsive to market opportunities and changing conditions. We are focused on maintaining operational excellence, strengthening our market position, and ensuring we are well prepared for future growth opportunities. As we move forward, we will continue to execute our strategy with discipline, adapting to market opportunities to maximise value for Jupiter shareholders. Thank you for your ongoing support. We look forward to updating the market as we continue to deliver our strategic objectives.